And as you can see from that Manchester United lineup, Gordon McQueen is missing. He has a hamstring injury. And for Spurs, there are two changes. Tony Galvin is fit again, so young Richard Cook drops out. The referee tonight is Alan Saunders from Newcastle upon Tyne. Indeed, it was Bobby Charlton who described this famous stadium as a theatre of dreams. And the cast on view tonight would fetch about £10 million in the current transfer market. Spurs in the white, the aristocrats of the south, against Manchester United in red, the glamour team of the north. And there goes Stapleton. Graham Roberts came across. And in the absence of Archibald, here's the leading Tottenham scorer on the field. He has 11. Perryman. Alan Brazil wants it played through the inside left position. Here he is. Tackled by Arnold Muren. Two former Ipswich players in contention. Really put that inside the fullback for the winger to chase. Here comes Wilkins. And Whiteside tried to set Robson up. He might now hit the bar. And the England captain again proving how lethal he is anywhere near that 18-yard line. A dipper from Robson on the crossbar. Graham. Oh, mistake by Graham. Falco, Hoddle. And Brazil, oh, it needed the touch for Falco. And he goes over, was he fouled? The referee says dive by the motion of his hands. And a talking point now at the United end. Brazil played the ball back into Falco. Gary Bailey came, Falco just got a touch on it, the ball went away, and he threw himself, said the referee. And Jimmy Hill agrees. Graham. Oh, and Stevens, let it go, it's in! Arthur Graham played that ball in, and Gary Stevens let it go, and Spurs are stunned. There seemed to be absolutely no danger whatsoever, and Ray Clements also deceived, and Manchester United are into the lead.
Arthur Graham really put it over as a cross more than a shot, and there's the ball coming across, and you can see that them all leaving it on the near post.
Arnold Muren driving it. There was a United player waiting there, Moran, but Falco had gone back to mark him. Ali Dick. Perryman. And in again by Dick, and O'Reilly is well forward. And not very far away from his first goal for Spurs. Certainly their most promising effort of the half. 10 minutes to half-time. Manchester United leading Spurs by 1-0 in this important First Division fixture. Old Trafford, famous for its big crowds. Manchester United are drawing the highest home attendances for the 12th consecutive season in English football. Referee bringing to an end a first half in which Manchester United were on balance the better side and proved it by scoring a most unusual goal. Arthur Graham out on the right after 13 minutes with what was surely supposed to be a cross, evading the Tottenham defenders and goalkeeper and putting United in front. And the crowd, as always in this traditional fixture, expecting something in the way of incident in the second half to open the match up even more. There were incidents in the first half, but by and large defences were on top.
Well, they were indeed, but a word from the man himself, Bobby. How do you think your team has gone so far?
Well, I think Ron Atkinson will be pleased with the way United have played this first half. They've played good, progressive football. They've got midfield players forward. The front runners have always been available. I can't really say that about Tottenham. No. I think Man United really deserve the 1-goal lead. Arthur Graham stretching them a little bit. Frank Stapleton, Arnold Muren, they're all playing together, United. I get the impression that Tottenham not quite yet. too much to the near post rather than the
Spurs
far.
have got it all to do now in the second half. United just coming out on the field there. I don't know what I'd say to Spurs if I were their manager, because they've got an uphill battle. But I expect it to be a better first half than the second half rather than one we've just seen. So now let's join commentator John Moss.
As Tottenham make their way out for the second half, it's worth perhaps mentioning that you can see Ron Atkinson, the United manager, in the background there, just coming out of the tunnel. And both the managers of these two famous clubs conscious of how long it is since, despite their great traditions, they last won the First Division Championship, because that's what they dearly want now, Keith Birkinshaw and Ron Atkinson. And largely due to Liverpool's domination of that said title, Manchester United haven't won it since 1967. It's over 16 years. It's a long time for a club like this. And Spurs, not since 1961, 22 years ago. And Tottenham, on a ground where they've only scored one goal in their last 5 league visits, have to come from behind. Stapleton. Good start by Stapleton to the second half. And no wonder they call him the most complete centre-forward in Britain. Very few in the game would argue with that assessment. Whiteside, and Stapleton! Just stretching a little as he hit it. But Whiteside supplied the chance. And Tottenham are being stretched here. The two central defenders are being caught, and Stapleton was just stretching as that went over. Which Duxbury is trying to do now. Stapleton. Oh, good touches, first by Muir and then by Whiteside, who was caught, but it's Augustin. Robson came in first. Here's Arthur Graham. Good save by Clements, but Ray Wilkins has it now. And, oh, it was going to be Augustin, and O'Reilly got in. And Hoddle. O'Reilly's forward again with a header. Brazil's in there. Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. After 54 minutes, a superb individual effort from the player back tonight in his familiar position after so long out of it. And he equalises here for Tottenham. Glenn Hoddle chipping the ball up. Gary O'Reilly, a useful header on. But watch Brazil, left foot acrobatics in the corner. The Tottenham fans who've made the journey have something now to shout about. And now Graham. And Stapleton. Clement saves. The game now coming to the boil. Spurs equalise, then Graham gets another cross in. Stapleton gets a shot in, deflected by Danny Thomas, round the post by Clements. Corner to Manchester United at the Stretford end. Right across, and it's been driven in by Moran. Kevin Moran makes it 2-1. Tottenham's defence won't be pleased with that. But Moran drove it well when the chance came from point-blank range. Arnold Muran with the in-swinging corner. Hoddle stretching, none of them made it apart from Moran, and that's 2-1 after 55 minutes. Tempers rising slightly, and here's Falco again. Perryman's well forward, Brazil's coming in from the far side. And here's Hoddle. Dick. Brazil! So close. Good build-up by Tottenham. It was Ali Dick that supplied the cross. Alan Brazil with his right foot. Nearly scored his second goal of the night. And now it's Thomas. And still Danny Thomas, and Brazil got a touch. O'Reilly was there. Hoddle. Yes. Hoddle. Now Whiteside. And Brian Robson comes surging forward through the centre. Stapleton is out right, Muran is on the left. Stapleton. Stapleton's shot, fine save by Clements. The crowd enjoyed that. Stapleton cutting in from the right, made room for the shot, but Ray Clements reacting superbly. Corner to United. And Moran's in there again, so too on the far side was Arthur Graham, and he makes it 3-1. His second goal of the match, and the second that Spurs have conceded from a corner. Taken this time by Ray Wilkins, again the near post ball. Moran with the flick, Graham holding off, diving to head the ball into the net. And at that stage, with Spurs 3-1 down, they're going to bring on Ossie Ardiles. Tony Galvin has gone off, and Ardiles is back in the Spurs midfield. But has he come on too late, I wonder, to influence the way this game is going? We shall see. O'Reilly looks for Falco. Ardiles touch, and Falco's in, and it's a goal! Well, talk about instant action from the man who's just come on. Falco the scorer, but Ardiles makes a goal with his first touch in league football since last February. No sooner had he got on the pitch than he knocked the ball forward, and there was Falco to push it past Bailey. So, the fans enjoying their football here. 3-2 Manchester United lead after 75 minutes. The sort of match you'd expect between two teams who've always gone forward whenever they can. This is Murin. A deflection on the pass, but white side to Robson. Oh, taken by Graham Roberts, and that is the cynical challenge when a player is through, and referee Alan Saunders will have to take action of some sort. A booking, it must be, and last season it might well have been a sending off. The arm round the shoulder shouldn't really make any difference. Roberts on Robson. So it's the first booking of the night. It goes to Tottenham's Graham Roberts, 11 minutes from the end. And Manchester United, who lead 3-2, have a free kick, which Ray Wilkins and Arnold Murin are preparing for. And indeed, that was Murin, and Stapleton got up. Oh, it's a mistake by Ray Clements, and a goal. Kevin Moran in again, and Clements mortified. Well, it looked safely held as Stapleton jumped, and Clements made an awful error, and Moran got his second to make it 4-2 to United. And goalkeepers, whatever their stature, will feel sorry for Clements there. How on earth did that spin from his grasp, allowing Moran to score again? 10 minutes from the end, the score now 4-2. Moses, play on to the referee, and he's done that whenever he can, applied the advantage. We're actually in stoppage time, and Manchester United go back to the top of the First Division, beating Spurs by 4-2. Arthur Graham scored 2, so did Kevin Moran. Spurs back in the game briefly when Alan Brazil brought it back to 1-1, and again when Mark Falco made it 3-2. But Manchester United generally were good value for the victory, which takes them back to the top and makes it certainly a good weekend so far for Ron Atkinson and his team.
Well, what a sensational game of football that was. We thoroughly enjoyed it, Bob. We couldn't have asked for better, really, making a little bit of television history for the BBC. Yeah. You were pleased with Manchester United?
Well, I'm delighted that the Reds won, yes, but I'm in a game of football, so it was fantastic today. You know, I mean, the second half, the goals came, there was excitement, there was lots of aggression. It was everything that you would want to put up as an advert for English football. Yeah. It was great, that.